Hi, everybody. My name is Kerrie Bodendorf, and I'm here for another edition of the Melt Insider with Andrea Jasper. Welcome.
Hello, how are you, Kerrie? So
I'm
nice to see
good.
you. It's been a long time.
I know. So, Andrea, tell us where you're from and how you first learned about the Melt method.
I am I've been born and raised in Southern California, right between LA and San Diego. So I'm right in the heart of, well, actually I'm on the east, the very, very west side of Orange County, right next to the water. So it's really nice to be here. Yeah, I have been here my whole life. I love it.
Wonderful.
I have a studio in Dana Point, California.
Yep.
And I am very happy that I'm able to offer the Melt method there. And also I teach Pilates and yoga as well.
Excellent. And how did you first hear about Melt? How did you learn about it?
So my instructor trainer for Pilates down in San Diego mentioned it to me, and he's actually a Melt instructor as well, Jerome Acosta. I'm sure you know who he is. Mm-hmm. And he just went through the hand and foot training through his studio down there. And I was also, after my Pilates, I was going through yoga teacher training, and I was working really hard, and my knees were killing me. I mean, I was in such pain. I couldn't be on my knees for any kind of, virasana or seated posture, even cat-cow. I couldn't do anything that required me to be on my knees. And it was the first time I've ever really felt pain while working out or any kind of activity that I've done. And he said, you should check this out. And I thought, I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I had not heard about it, didn't know anything about it. So I did a little research, and the following year, January, it was probably 6 months later, I thought, okay, I'm going to sign up. Well, during the pre-training, not even in the training, it was just the pre-training, getting to know, the hand and foot treatments, my pain went away. And I thought, this is crazy.
What?
I know. It's I know so much about all these other things that I've, learned about. And I've always been really involved in fitness and, learning about the human body. I mean, taking anatomy classes and dissection class when I was in high school.
Wow.
And so I thought, okay, if this is going on when I'm not even learning in the live training, this is incredible. So I just kept going. And then during the live training, then that's when everything just kind of exploded for me. And I just went right to the next training. I was so excited about all of it. And so it was hand and foot training, level 1, level 2, level 3, both neurostrength trainings. And it's just been phenomenal for me. And right after I finished my hand and foot treatment, the training, I put it out there, we're able to put that out. And I got my first client right after that. And she's still with me.
Oh,
and
how long ago was that?
That was about 6-7 years ago. Yeah. And I Zoom with her. We do Pilates, we do Melt. She is a huge fan of the Melt method and Sue Hitzman. And she even came to the studio. Sue came to the studio and taught a class there. Oh. And all my wonderful clients, and then people that just knew she was coming, came to participate as well. So I was really lucky in that. But it's been just an extremely life-changing opportunity for me, not only for my own body, but for anybody that is touched by this experience and the knowledge of what Melt can really, really do for you. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what level of fitness or training or whatever you are in your life, wherever life path has taken you. We're all going on the same path, just wearing different shoes, I guess, right? So, and everybody can do it. Anybody. I have 11-year-old dancers, and I have my, 82-year-old mother. My 105-year-old grandmother actually does her hands. Yeah, she plays the piano still. I have pictures. I'll have to share them. Really awesome. But yeah, she lives in New York, and she loves her little gems just like I do. And so it's been
11-year-old. Oh my goodness. So lucky to have found Melt so early.
A huge dancer. Well, and I think so too, because she suffered from a broken arm, And then she rolled an ankle. And for her being a dancer and as high level as she is, it's like she can't not not keep going.
Yeah.
So, and I think it was a good lesson for her saying, this is something that I need to do. And I say this to all of my student athletes, weekend warriors, anybody that's out there doing high level performance, prehab. It's such a different concept to prehab your body before you're rehabbing. It's like, get off the bench, stay in the game. If we can just get them to, really think about that. And I have touched a few that are using that, volleyball players, soccer players, tennis players. So that's been really, really fun to tap into those younger.
Yeah. What do? We're usually reactive to pain. We get into pain and now we're going to do something. But I love that prehab. And I know Sue's used that word as well. Like, let's prep our bodies before we beat the crap out of them. Right.
And, and I wish I had this years ago. I trained for triathlons, and I know that I did damage to my body because it was just, every day, you're doing something. And if I had this to prepare and to return after back to a better, state that I could go out the next day and do the same training, I think it would have been a much happier time in my life. So, yeah.
So did Melt help you with anything specific that you want to share?
It was definitely my knees. But the other thing that was kind of fun is I noticed my sleeping was better. I noticed my
that can be a game changer.
It really is. And I don't wake up in the middle of the night. People ask me all the time, you don't? And I'm like, no, I don't. I sleep and I wake up really refreshed. A couple of the other side things is I felt like my digestion was better. My outlook, my mood was better. Things didn't bother me so much anymore, where I think little things I'd be like, oh, like what's going on? Now it's like, okay, it's all right. We'll deal with it, kind of a thing. Yeah. But the one thing, even my husband, he was like, your skin looks better. It looks like so nice. And I'm like, why, thank you. I'm 56 and I have 3 grown children that are married. I have 6 grandchildren, 1 on the way.
You're doing
Yes, my lucky number 7 is due soon. And so it's, now I can run around with them. And I think that's where it's more like this, not even a prehab thing. It's just so I can do all these fun things. I can run around on the grass. I can kick a ball. I can roll on the, sand. I could take them out in the ocean, not feel like I can't, be steady. So it's all these other things that we don't think are going to make a difference that really do make a difference. And my quality of life is, I have no pain in my body. I none. And it's a joy. Brings great joy.
Awesome.
So we can say Melt brings great joy.
That brings great joy.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
It does. I think if you're out of pain and you don't have that creaky kind of, bit when you wake up, or when you can't wait to go to sleep and then you can't even sleep, I don't know if that's a real great thing. And I am faithful to my hand and foot treatments. I was, talking a little earlier that I put them out. These are my gems. And I put
I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my balls in a special bowl too.
Yeah, because it's, for me, my husband and I, it's out on our table. And so in the morning we drink our big glass of water. We will melt our hands and our feet. We have one by our sinks in the bathroom, and, just wherever we are. But this is kind of a nice thing for us to do together. And when my kids come over, it reminds them, they'll look at the ball, oh, I'm going to grab one, and they'll do like a hand or a foot treatment. And I think it's just a really great idea. Reminder. And they're pretty. I mean, what a pretty color.
I know. Those are my house. It's like putting out a beautiful bowl of fruit, right?
But
I'm totally doing that.
Yeah, but you know what? It is just as nutritious. When you're thinking more of hydrating your body, you're doing it with those melt balls, and then have an apple or drink a nice green juice too.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
I love it. So, Andrea, do you teach classes?
I do. I'm also, like I said, a Pilates instructor. I teach yoga as well. Melt is my jam, though. I love it. And I do teach classes. So I teach group classes, I teach one-on-one, private, and I teach semi-privates, or sometimes families come in. that want to do melt together, which is so fun.
Yeah.
And I teach virtually as well. So you can find, you know, all those classes on my website from the either Melt, you know, instructor finder, and also on my website at the studio.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, melt and Pilates, melt and yoga, melt and any kind of modality.
And anything.
Such a great compliment.
Absolutely. I'll melt my hands and feet before I get on my paddleboard. I will melt my hands and feet before I do any kind of yoga practice. I even do melt before I sit for a little bit, when I sit in my, you know, in my thoughts and journaling and things like that. So I don't just get fidgety and feel uncomfortable. But it is kind of the glue. Like, I notice my clients, when they melt, their yoga practice is so much better. When they melt, their Pilates practice is so much better. And just if their activity is walking their dog, if their activity is, you know, just pickleball is such a big thing right now. So
My husband just won a pickleball tournament this morning.
Woo, there you go. Yeah. And you know what, if they treat their hands and their feet, my tennis players, all of them, and they're really noticing that it's making a big, big change for them. Golfers, gosh, anything that you're bakers, you know, my daughter, you know, baking a lot of bread and stuff now. And I'm like, just treat your hands, treat your feet.
I know anything that we do repetitively creates stress in our body. So if you do, I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah, I need my electric mixer. I can't I can't imagine like kneading dough all the time.
Yes. Well, it's meditative in that sense as well, but why not make it in a way that is, you know, it doesn't seem like a chore, or it's causing any kind of, you know, undue stress. So it's a prehab.
Rehab, that's the word of the day. All right. Well, we're going to put all of Andrea's contact information so you can get in touch with her about her wonderful classes in the description of this video. And if you would like to share your melt story with me, I'll also put my email address there as well. Andrea, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me. It was so nice to speak with you, and be well. Always.
Be well too. Yeah. Happy melting, everybody.
Happy melting, everybody. Bye. Take care.